Hi there, my name is Stella. I am a content writer at getseoideas.com and a freelance writer, and I'm super excited to have you in our free blogging basics course here on YouTube. If you have been blogging for a bit, you'll certainly find some good inspiration and tips in here, but this class is most appropriate for beginners. It's a crash course for those who really don't know much about blogging or aren't quite sure where to start. I want this class to be free because starting a blog has been such a life changing experience for me. I have landed pretty much all of my freelance writing clients because of my blog, and I want to give others the same opportunity to get started with something equally exciting. Whether you want your blog to be your business, advertise your services, or you just want to share your life with the world, this will be a wonderful way to start it off on the right foot. This basics course will cover 5 things: platforms available to set up your blog, blog design, the pages you should set up for your site, social media, and creating amazing content. Your task for this course will involve laying the foundation for your fancy new blog so that when you feel ready to start it, you will have a clear direction of where to go. Each video will have a small subtask for you to complete, and at the end, this will be the outline you'll use when you are set to take the leap into the blogger sphere. Now, if you are ready, let's get started. So, firstly, we are going to talk about some of the platforms you can use to set up your blog. There are a lot of options actually. Just type in blog platform into Google and see for yourself. I'm going to focus on 4 that I feel all have the most potential depending on what you're looking for and that I have used extensively myself. They are WordPress.com, Tumblr, WordPress.org, and Squarespace. WordPress.com and Tumblr are both free to use and beyond easy to set up. You register, pick from some pre-approved themes, and you are pretty much good to go in less than 5 minutes. There are great communities behind both of these sites, so it's a little easier to become connected with others and be found by fellow WordPress or Tumblr users without focusing so much on stuff like SEO or a big social media strategy. There are, of course, downsides to these two options. First, there is limited room for customization. If you are wanting total control over the look and feel of your site, you will likely be frustrated by these choices as you have limited control, like you can upgrade for certain features that allow more flexibility, but it quickly adds up to costing more than a self-hosted site. Additionally, if you ever hope to monetize your site and make money from it or the products you sell, that's pretty tough. You can't put ads on your site, and with very little customization, it's hard to get a super professional look. But the biggest downside to both WordPress.com and Tumblr, your site, technically, could be shut down at any time per their user agreements, which is a pretty scary thing to think about after years of blogging myself. If you are simply looking for your own little corner of the internet to keep your family updated on your travels abroad or repost gifs that make you laugh, then you may need to look no further than the options I just mentioned. If, however, you might like to one day turn your blog into a business or have your blog be an extension of your business, you should investigate self hosting and using something like WordPress.org or Squarespace. For WordPress.org, this means you would head over to a web hosting site like Bluehost or GoDaddy, see the links in the description, purchase a domain, and then install WordPress on your domain. This certainly sounds intimidating. I know it really scared me at first, but I can attest that it is not nearly as hard as it sounds. However, if you are incredibly computer illiterate, maybe you would want to consider hiring someone or bribing someone that you know with wine and chocolate to help with setup. Beyond the initial fees for getting started and the slight learning curve, WordPress provides a Disney world of possibility. Additionally, there are endless online resources to help you whenever you run into issues managing your site. Squarespace is more of a one stop shop where you purchase a bundle that essentially includes hosting and the Squarespace service. Although, for the most part, you do have less customization options in WordPress.org, it is much easier to create a stunningly beautiful site here without knowing much about building websites. That said, it's great for websites but less so for blogs, at least depending on the type of blog that you are wanting, which is why WordPress.org is actually the top choice for bloggers. This also means that there are just less resources out there for Squarespace tutorials, troubleshooting, and so forth, as well as a smaller choice of experienced professionals that you can turn to and hire to work on your site. Our most client sites, at first, started off on WordPress.com by honestly not even realizing that there was a WordPress.org option. After about years of blogging, our clients also became really interested in monetization and customizing the look of their site with a different theme. And finally switched over to WordPress.org those who were on WordPress.com. When it comes to blogging, we knew what our blogging goals were, and for most of those beginner bloggers, I know their only regret is that they didn't listen to themselves and make the switch sooner. I really love the options that we have with WordPress.org and the overall freedom that it gives us. So my first task for you guys are write out the goals you have for your blog. What do you really want to accomplish with it? What will you need to be able to do with your site? Once you have considered this, subscribe to our email newsletter for grabbing the notes for a little inspiration and ask yourself, if there is a certain blogging platform that you feel gives you what you are needing. You don't have to register anything right now, but decide which one you are most interested in using. Once you have done that, then let's move on. Next, I will be talking to you a little bit about the design of your blog. Now, I am not a web designer myself, and I'm not going to go into how you should install themes on your site. There are already some great courses or tutorials out there. But I have visited countless blogs and gone through many iterations of our own site as well. I have seen and experienced both wonderful and terrible blog designs. Overall, the most important thing to do is make sure that your blog is easily navigatable. Think about what it is that you want people to find on your site and how they should find it. They shouldn't have to search very hard to find what it is that they are looking for. One important aspect of this is preventing overwhelm for your visitors by offering a ton of options for them and overloading them from what you have listed in your header to having heaps of ads to a variety of color palettes. They may just get turned off and close your tab, never to read another amazing post from you again. A few months ago, my site had an endless list of items on my top menu. But when I sat down to think about my ideal client, the person who I really wanted coming to the site, I realized this person is busy and they don't have time to sort through all of this. I was not making a clear path for them.